Well, good morning. US 24 eastbound Indiana. Well, that's what the net team is. We just stopped at Remington, Indiana on exit 201, I-65. We stopped at the pilot there. We're basically doing a lot of back road driving today. US 24, US 30 when we get over on the other side over to Fort Wayne. We're going to take that into Ohio. Now look at all the VW buses. Microbus. You don't see that too often, a good old convoy. Mr. Ross Romes, how you doing, sir? Hope you've been well the past little while that I've been off of YouTube. And we are on our way to Herod, just like the Israelite king. Herod, Ohio. We're going to a solar panel farm to deliver this Caterpillar 140 M3 motor grader. So we're a little bit wide. We're about 8 inches wider than legal. So 9 foot 4 inches wide. We are 13 foot 6 tall, so we're at legal height. We're legal length. We're not hanging over the edges or anything, over the front or back, anything like that. But we are overweight. Maybe not anymore, but with full fuel tanks, myself, all my stuff, equipment, everything for the truck and trailer, blah, 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 and the load, we top out at 80,300 pounds. So we're 300 pounds over, so we have to have permits. Even if we weren't wide, that extra 8 inches wide, if we didn't have that, we were legal with, we'd still need a permit. And my annual permits that I have for the state of Iowa and Ohio, neither of which covers the weight. They cover width and height to a certain extent. But as far as weight's concerned, no. So we're just under 80,000 at the moment. I've burned enough fuel since yesterday. Pardon me. Since yesterday morning. We have to make a turn here. Which is nice and tight. Thank you very much. I mean, I would like to go up there, but we're required to turn here. Don't make much sense, but, there we go. And we're not pulling a step deck trailer anymore. We're pulling an RGN, a removable gooseneck. And we only have about 9 inches of clearance under our trailer. So 30 feet of my trailer is only about 9 inches off the ground. So watching out for curbs and railroad humps and things of that nature. We got to be a little bit more aware of, a lot more cautious of. So when I absolutely have to put my wheels on my trailer up on a curb, it's a lot more delicate of a process. We try not doing that at all. Unfortunately, there are times where that's necessary. Otherwise, you're not getting around, you're not making your turn. And when you come to a small town like this, sometimes, that's unavoidable. You gotta wait for people to get out of the way. You're gonna be in the opposite lanes. You got to adjust what you're doing to go through safely. So bridge is 14 foot 7 inches. We are 13 foot 6 high, so we have a foot and an inch of clearance. But I still want to get in the middle where it's probably the best clearance at all. Plus also watching out for the trees. I don't want to be hitting them either. All right, now we have about 90 miles over to Fort Wayne, Indiana. And we're going to stay on US 24 all the way over to there. And by what my permit says, we're going to take US 24 all the way over through Logansport. Like I said, sign right there, straight ahead. Take that over to Logansport, past Logansport. We're basically going to be going a little bit south of it. The road bends around the south side of it. Then we'll get up to I-69 on the northwest side of Fort Wayne, Indiana. We're going to go I-69 south. We're going to get on I-469, which goes around, which basically goes around Fort Wayne, south, east, and north sides. I-69 covers the west side. But we'll go around the south side on the 469. That'll take us over to US 30. There's a Pilot Flying J truck stop right there. We're going to stop in there, do another load check. And then we'll make our final, then we'll get it, that's just right in, then we'll go another couple miles down the road on US 30. That'll take us into the state of Ohio. And, pardon me, and then we'll work our way over to a little town called Roundhead, I believe it's called, Roundhead, Ohio. And then we're going to work, then we're going to kind of scoot through town a little bit and work our way north on Indiana 235, I believe it is. And that's going to take us up to our final destination for delivery. Roy and Becky, how you guys doing? Wake yourselves up, get yourself a nice cup of coffee, and sit back and chill. While the rest of us poor slobs work. Like I said, we're going to Harrod, Ohio, Harrod, just like the Israelite king. We're going to be a little bit north of Roundhead. We're going to be, I think it's almost due south of Algiers. I think that's what it is. But they still call it Herod. But it's supposed to be a big windmill, or not windmill farm, but a solar panel farm. And I think this is going to be the second such in the area. And this machine that I'm bringing to them is going to help to level the ground out or grade it so it's nice and smooth, so they can come install the solar panel assemblies. Oh, pardon me. So we picked this machine up, this Caterpillar 140M3 in Altoona, Iowa, which is right on basically on the north side of Des Moines, Iowa, right off of I-80. And we got loaded, got our permits, got down the road, made it to Morris, Illinois last night. Not exactly where I wanted to go, but given that there really was nothing beyond that where I could get to and park legally and safely, from there all the way to the pilot there in Remington, Indiana. And that was too far for me to go with the remaining time and the curfews that I had for the day. So, oh yeah, I've been past that one. I've been past Starkey. I mean, I've delivered to a couple down there in southern Georgia. I think near Butler, Georgia. There's like 85 acres or something like that, supposedly, for one grouping. And that was one of the bigger ones in the state of Georgia, if I remember correctly. Something I remember, coming to my mind is 85 acres for the one. And there's going to be like 500 acres in total for that company that we're installing all over southern Georgia. Man, that's been almost 3 years ago, so my memory may be slipping on that. Idaville. Idaville, Indiana. You're pretty much prototypical, stereotypical, small Midwest farming country town. Alright, let's get back up to speed. So, like I said, we're pretty much off the main interstates, except for that little tiny bit around Fort Wayne. And like I've said many times before, this is the kind of country that and type of road I prefer to drive on. It's much more enjoyable. I mean, yes, I have to do more work as far as steering and driving, the physical act of that, watching for, animals and people and cars and driveways and railroad humps and intersections and stoplights and all that jazz. And yes, I do go a little bit slower, but overall, it's much more enjoyable. Now, when you pass Indiana's largest ball of popcorn on the back roads, That's much more interesting to me than, flying down the interstate, seeing the same thing over and over and over again. It's boring. They got a little little MG in there. Yeah. Little junkyard right there. I saw a nice little red MG in there. Now, come to think of it, I have seen a lot of small two-seater, small convertible Sportsters. I've seen a lot of those lately. I think that might be the 8th or 9th one I've seen the past 4 days. The last one I saw was there at Iowa 80, the world's largest truck stop. There was a nice BMW Z3, the first year that was out, and I still like that car. That's still one of the best looking cars BMW's made in a long, long time for me. What was that? 1986 or 1996, I believe it was. 95, 96. I wanted to buy one of those. They had a nice hunter green, British racing green one there on Wrightstown Road. There on the just Baltimore County, a little bit west of Baltimore City. I mean, that was a nice little car. I wish I'd had the money at the time to get one. Burnettsville. Burnettsville, Indiana. Alrighty, well, the clouds are moving a little bit higher, but I still have the rain coming from behind me. So hopefully when we get here to our delivery, entering Cass County. So when we get here to our delivery, hopefully it's not muddy. Hopefully it's not raining, so I can get my trailer broken apart, get this machine off the trailer. Pardon me. Get the trailer reattached. Now connect back up again. Oh, pardon me. Man. And then hopefully, fingers crossed even more, we can get ourselves another load and get it picked up this afternoon. And even if I can't if I do have a load assigned, maybe I can pick it up on Saturday and get rolling. Now, once again, I had an extra day at headquarters, which I really didn't need or want, but we did get some things accomplished. I got my window looked at. I was having problems, having problems opening and closing with the button. And I wish I had a hand crank, but there you go. They looked at the APU, but couldn't find out what the problem was. It's throwing too many volts and causing the inverter to shut down. Whatever. And then the trailer itself one of my ramp slide outs on the very front of the trailer. One of those ramps, the driver's side ramp, I couldn't budget to move it in or out, so got a wide load here. It's about the same as me. So they took care of that. You know, I rearranged stuff on the trailer, scraped off a lot of loose paint. I still got to go back and strip strip it all off, get it down to bare metal, put some primer on there, put some paint on it. We'll do what we got to. I mean, to make it A, look good, B, operate properly, and basically just, bring it up to my level of satisfaction for, for being maintained properly. I believe this is Cass, I think, right here. Not too sure. I did not see a sign saying what town it was. Oh well. But like I said, just, there's a few things that I want to get done on top of the other things that I'm still waiting to get done. So this trailer has swing out arms on each side that are about a foot wide. We put some boards on top of those. There's like 20 of them on each side. So we put a couple nice heavy boards on them so that anything that's really wide will sit on the trailer. Otherwise, they would just flop down on the side. You couldn't actually carry it. So, those boards are really, really heavy. They're about 15 foot long each, almost about 2 inches thick, solid oak. They're heavy. And I had a broken 2-inch strap, so I have about 30 something feet of strap with no hook on it. So I'm going to cut those and make some grab handles for those boards. So I got 4 of those. I need one at one end, so that's 4. And I need 2 in the middle, basically, a little more than shoulder width apart, so about 4 foot apart. So I can grab them with both hands, pick up and move it, and just be easier to maneuver those things without having to fight, fuss, getting splinters or having it fall on your finger, on your foot. Just make it easier to work. So I have a good number of screws, washers. I have enough of that strap material that I can make, like I said, 3 pieces for each board. 1 for the end, 2 for the middle, so I need 12 pieces. Well, actually, I might just do 16. 1 piece, a piece on each end. That might be the better way to go. And I only need it on one side of the length, because 2 boards go to the left, 2 boards go to the right. They don't need to be, I don't need to have extra straps on both sides. And then 1 strap on each end, like I said, just pick it up, move it over, go the other side, pick it up, move it over, bam, it's right where it needs to be. And then the blocking that I have for loading up a combine, we have special blocks for those. They're bolted together, two nice big, 3/4 inch bolts that are about a little more than a foot long. So we got 4 of those that goes underneath the axles at the 4 corners. Then the tires are taken off, they're set on the front or the back, in front and behind the combine, so that the whole unit can go, but it's as small as it can be. So we'll put some handles on those as well. Then I have other blocks and pieces of wood. There's a special, what's called a neck board. It's basically a 4x4, piece of wood that's around 4 foot long, that goes underneath the neck, the top deck of the trailer, and the rails on the truck itself. And that helps you to be able to disconnect and reconnect the front of the trailer to the back of the trailer. And it's a heavy piece of wood, so I'm going to put a handle or 2 on that as well, just to make it easier to maneuver. This is nice. Look at this. Take a picture of that. See, this is why I like going on the back roads. You do not get this kind of a picture in view on the interstate. You'll have trees, but they're way off to the side. They're not hanging over the road, making this green tunnel. And man, does this smell good around here. Kokomo, LaPorte, 1 mile ahead exit. I've been to Kokomo, I've been through Kokomo. And it's not the Kokomo the Beach Boys sang about. And LaPorte takes you up north. I picked up at LaPorte, I picked up steel up there before. So not too far ahead of us is Logansport. We're going to be going a little bit south here to go around the south side of Logansport. Because we stayed straight, if we stayed straight, that's the business US 24. I'm not allowed to go that way. If I went that way, that's an illegal road off to the left there for me and this load to be on. A, I could be put out of service. B, I could be fined. C, I could lose my job. So it basically helps to know what you're doing and where you're going. Bring her down to 14th gear. Yep. Yeah, we're not too far away from that. Logansport, Delphi, Lafayette. Or they call it Lafayette around this part. I always revert to my typical Baltimore, Maryland, Mid-Atlantic way of seeing things. Of saying things, not seeing things, saying things. There I go, slipping into it. The Wabash River, here we go. The first ever classical guitar I ever owned is a Wabash classical guitar. And here's the Wabash River. Alrighty. So just back up the road there, driving through that tunnel of trees, that's enjoyable. That's the, like I said, that's the kind of roads I really, really enjoy driving on. I mean, it's just so nice to drive that. It's green. It's well, I like to say free of trash, which we all hope it to be. But like I said, you take what you can get sometimes. But it's nice, it's pleasant, it smells clean, it looks clean. You can just enjoy the smell of all the different flowers and plants and whatnot. And it's enjoyable to be in that kind of environment. Ready. Fort Wayne, Kokomo. And we're just going to stay here on US 24. Like I said, we got the curb on our left-hand side. We're going to make sure we give enough clearance so we don't hit it. We're going to go around the south side of Logansport here. Let's see, it's been well over 3, almost 4 years since I've been through this little way. I don't like that hill right there. You're gonna come flying down there, you can't see it. But like I said, we're gonna get over here, a little over just about an hour, a little over an hour over here to Fort Wayne. We'll head down I-69, 469, going east over to US 30. We'll stop at that pilot right there. We'll do another load check. Then it's into Ohio on US 30. And then over to our delivery. So your typical highway kind of day. Just out trucking. As long as I do what I'm supposed to do and everybody else acts with a little bit of common sense, we should all get where we need to go safely without having too many issues. Hey, Backwoods, how you doing there? Oh yeah. Well, see, when I planned this route, this trip out, I mean, as much as I hate dealing with Chicago, now I was going to come along I-80 all the way over through Joliet, jump up I-57 up to up to US 6. And I was going to take that local road, which is often used for oversized loads, you know, and get on US 6 there. I think it's Markson, all the way over to South Holland, Illinois. Then get on 94, take that back down. That avoids the tolls, but it also is a way that oversized loads go a lot of times. And then I was going to take that over to I-65 in Indiana, right near Gary, 65 right down to the exit right there, US 30, Schererville, Maryville, Valparaiso kind of area, and then take US 30 straight across. That would have, that would have done the same exact thing all the way over here to Fort Wayne, but they diverted me a lot further south than that. So, but like I said, I stop in Plymouth all the time. You know, that's one of my main places to stop. So when I'm going along that way, I mean, I know that road pretty well. It wouldn't surprise me if they turned to me. All the construction that's been going on I-30 the past couple of years, or US 30. See, now I'm even starting to say it. The US 30, what they're going to call it, because 30 is down south, you know, so who knows what they're going to call it. I mean, Iowa has, you know, I-380 that goes from I-80 up through Cedar Rapids, you know, up towards Waterloo. And it's not, I don't know why they have that as an interstate, but they do. Dang it, I should have turned there. Oh well. We're going to have to make a turn. We got to make a U-turn up here. Sometimes that happens. Busy rambling running my mouth here. Yeah, we're turning around right here. There's room over here to turn around, so. Yeah, well, I forgot I turned off the volume on the GPS because it was constantly screaming at me, railroad hump, railroad hump. Oh well, I mean, I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, so. But we're not too bad, you know. Things happen.
Turn around when possible. Approaching Hump Railroad Crossing.
Yeah, we're just... Yeah, well, no such thing as perfect, but you got to try to aim for it. All right. All right, here we go. Back on track. Here we go. Where'd he go, dummy? Yeah, you know. Yeah, the GPS had, you know, I can't blame the GPS. It only does what it's told to do, but...
Turn at the first right onto US 35.
When it's constantly screaming, railroad hump, railroad hump, railroad hump, when you're driving parallel to the railroad tracks and you're not going to be making any turns over it, it gets kind of annoying. All right, back on track. Here we go. But I digress.
In a quarter mile onto US 24 toward US 24 East.
There we go. Fort Wayne, here we come. So, like I said, we're going to get over here. We get around the south side of Fort Wayne.
Turn at the first right onto US 24 toward US 24 East.
I'll send the job site foreman or whatever he is, supervisor, superintendent, whatever his title is. I'll give him a quick update, let him know approximately how far away I am. That way he has an idea when to get things ready for me. So I can come in, break apart my trailer, pull this motor grader off, then rehook and get the heck out of there. I mean, hopefully less than an hour. It really shouldn't take that long. Other than that, I mean, the only thing we really got to worry about is it being muddy and dirty there, and hopefully no rain. I mean, I don't have a problem working in the rain, but I'd rather avoid it if I can. All right, here we go. So we got just about an hour over here to I-69. Then another, 15 or so minutes to get around Fort Wayne. So let's say 12:30, pulling into that pilot. What's it called? Let's see here. New Haven is what they're calling it, Doyle Road. And then it's only a little short jaunt over to the border. Yeah, so like 11 miles to the border. 25, 31, 73, so about 80 miles from there to my delivery. So, hour and a half warning, about an hour and a half away. So if I get there at 12:30, to the pilot 12:30, we should get there by about 2. I told him 3 yesterday, which I thought was a fairly safe, but that was me forgetting about going into Eastern time. So we're doing pretty good. We're slightly ahead of the schedule, what I wanted to do, so too bad. So now that besides getting a new load and getting loaded before the weekend, so I'm not sitting around doing nothing. The biggest thing I'm going to worry about is, number one, what am I eating for dinner? I might be I ate the last of my burrito fixings last night. I basically just made nachos out of it. Refried beans, bell pepper, onion, my burrito meat mix, some Tostitos, salsa con queso, cheese sauce, and some Tostitos tortilla chips. So I had that last night. Tonight I might just do Polish sausage. Well, that might be on the agenda tonight. I have some ground beef, I have some chicken. I have lettuce, onion, celery, carrot. I have some mixed vegetables, peas, I have some corn. And so I have stuff that I can make. I mean, I have ramen, I have curry, I have rice, I have pasta. Now I have a number of dishes I can make, but I'm not sure what I want to do. Well, I do have 2 hot dogs in there. I might, instead of Polish sausage, have hot dogs and a can of baked beans. I could do that. Little tortilla chips and some cheese sauce on the side. I could do that. And really the only other thing that I'm going to worry about this weekend is whether or not I can get to a place next to a Menards or Home Depot or Lowe's, be able to get some plywood and start working on building some cabinetry. Because unfortunately, it's been 3 months. March, April, here it's May. Yeah, 3 months and 6 days that I've been back at Valley. And I still have not gotten my cabinets at least started. You know, that's the pain in the neck right there. But you can only do what you can do when you can do it. So I need to be able to get the material. I need to have time and the weather to cooperate to be able to get that done. And before I go pick that up, the plywood up, I need to get some, I don't know what I did with my measurements I had taken before, but I need to get new measurements, get that laid out, get it drawn out, so that I know every cut I need to make, every hole I need to drill, so that I can make this as large as possible. It sits instant tight, doesn't rattle around, doesn't move when it's in place. If I can do that, it'll go together a lot faster. It'll be a lot more stable when it's bouncing down the road. I can get more of my stuff into those cabinets, and they're not on the bed anymore. I get all of my clothes in the closed cabinet. Right now, those Walmart drawers, they waste so much space. I mean, I should be able to get all my clothes in there, all my linens, all my kitchen towels into that cabinet. And have room to put some other stuff in there as well, so it's not sitting out. The same for my kitchen cabinet. I can build it so that everything is sitting on a slide out drawer. Everything fits in there as tightly as possible, so that not one ounce, I maybe have a couple of millimeters at the very top on the bottom, going up to the shelf below it. Oh man. That way everything can fit in there, nothing sits out, it's all put away. I need a box for the side of my seat, on the driver's side and the passenger side. I'm gonna build a couple of small, racks or little storage shelves that fit right behind the passenger and driver's seat. That gives me a little bit extra storage that right now is typically wasted. My cubbies on the side above the bed, organize those, put some shelving in there so that everything fits and is held in place a lot neater, and it just gets organized a little bit better. Then I got to work on the outside side boxes, my step box, my headache rack. All those things need extra, organizational storage. And then of course, I want a shelf over the foot of the bed. I want to build a little nightstand shelf for the head of the bed, so that all my stuff is sitting on a nice, solid, flat, little nightstand. Nothing is falling off next to the mattress. Nothing's sitting on the mattress. Everything is where it needs to be. All the cords I have back there, watch, my AirPods, my phone, my computer, my iPad, they all have all those cables, flashlights and things of that nature, all have a place to be, and all that stuff is neatly contained. All my paperwork, all my office stuff has a unit that holds all that. Just to make it a lot more, a little bit nicer to be. Alrighty, been a while since I've been past here. Last time I came through here, I was going west. Peru to the south, Mexico to the north. Got a Casey's General Store right there. And there's a little town right there, so you got plenty of, you got stuff, a Ford dealer, Dairy Queen, and a few other things. Holy mackerel. All right. All right. Ah, Lordy, Lordy, Lord. Definitely moving over to an RGN trailer, removable gooseneck. It's a bit more exercise, which I both need and want, because Porky is getting a little more round than he needs to be. The wife, basically has stated that she tells me what to do to keep me healthy. So, getting a bit more exercise does that. So a little more physical labor. Every time I load and unload, it's not going to be a bad thing. Plus, it's like I said, it's a little bit more of a challenge to learn how to use this trailer. So I'm not going to complain about that one little bit. All right, about 14 miles ahead, we got the town of Wabash. Mr. Ewing, yes sir, yes sir. When I started doing YouTube, making videos and doing lives like I'm doing now, it was a hobby, it was an entertainment. But when you are fortunate enough to find that one woman that you want to have as your wife forever, you want to spend all your time you can with her, even while you're on the road, YouTube became just something I just didn't have the time to do, and I really didn't care. It's like I enjoy it. So, I did a lot of lives on Facebook, and a couple of days ago, I've been doing a couple of lives here on YouTube. So. I did have an idea about doing, some, edited stuff, but not every day like I was trying to do. Maybe one a week, but concentrating more on not the trucking itself so much. The going down the road part, that's easy to film. Set up the GoPro, record it, that's easy. What I was thinking of doing is looking a little bit more at the technique and the ways of doing things as a truck driver. Specifically as a flatbed, oversized heavy haul driver. The tools, the way I use the tools, why I use the tools, why I do things the way I do them. And maybe that helps somebody else out. Talking about permits and rules and regulations and, how I secure things and why I use this tool over that tool. Why I use this tool in the way that was never really designed to be used that way, but it works perfectly fine. Why I set things up in very particular places, which makes it easier for me to do my job. So I may do some of that, but we'll see about that. It's not a definite. But for right now, I'll do some lives, run my mouth, bore the hell out of people while I'm driving. mean, I got to get a different mount for the phone so I can turn that sideways and get a little bit better picture of everybody. Because this up and down portrait mode, please. I mean, the camera sensor is square. Why can't they capture a wide image the same way? You know, as if you turn the camera sideways, the phone sideways. I mean, I prefer to use the GoPro to do that, but I have to get another internet connection to do that, and right now that's not the cards. My original one was $100 a month, and now it's pretty damn good. Then it went to 200. Then it got ridiculous. And they started canceling the old connection units. So, you know, it just was not, it just got to a point it was just too expensive to do. You know, just for a hobby, yeah, it just wasn't I couldn't justify that. Lord. Well, it's lightening up a little bit. I mean, a little bit of blue peeks out now and again, but we still have the danger of when I get up here to my delivery. So in about 2.5 hours over here in Ohio, roughly, we'll see. We will see. Now, like I said, the main thing, I don't want to be in a whole lot of wet, sloppy mud. I don't want to be doing it in the rain, but if it's got to be done, it's got to be done. Other than that, you know, it's just, the other, you know, getting loaded. The other day I ripped my pants. I mean, the inseam from the crotch halfway down my leg got ripped. So I destroyed another pair of pants. So this weekend I got to stop by a Target or a Walmart or whatnot. Because I've you know, the past month and a half I've torn up 3 pair of pants. So I got to replace those. And I should have put my coveralls on, but I did put the coveralls on. You know, blue jeans, a t-shirt. You're gonna put a full set of coveralls on. I mean, I have overalls as well. I could have put those on. That'd been a little bit better protection, but when it's 85 degrees outside, that gets hot. You know, that. But I think I'm just going to try to force myself to get in that habit of doing so. You know, protect my regular clothes. They don't get as dirty. They don't get tore up as much. Let those work clothes do what they're supposed to. But unfortunately, there are times where it's like, you just get lazy. It's like, whatever. It's like, man, they're only blue jeans. It's only a t-shirt. It has no sentimental value. If it gets damaged, yeah, it costs money, but they're going to wear out anyway. But like I said, I'm going to try to put it in my head. I'm going to get me a grease pencil or something and right on the window up here, put on your coveralls. That way, just try to remind myself a little bit more. I have the time. I don't like rushing to do anything. I like taking my time to do it and do it correctly. So, take the extra minute and a half, 2 minutes, put the coveralls on, another 2 minutes and take them off. It's not that important that we have to rush. And of course, I'm probably going to forget the next 800 times. Then I'll tell myself to do it again. Normal. Why is this road bumpy like concrete? It's asphalt. It should not be bumpy like that. This is a little bit better. Alright, this is the town of Wabash, which most of the town sits off to the south here. Looks like it's more the commercial side here. Railroad tracks. I guess that's on the outside of town. Downtown Wabash.
Speed reduced ahead.
We're not going there because A, we don't need to, and B, we're not allowed to. 100 degrees in Quartzsite. Oh my God. See, I as much as I like RVing, as much as I want to, me and my wife are going to be doing some of that, I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. I do not understand the appeal of Quartzsite. I mean, the community part of it, I understand, but being in that kind of heat and dustiness, that's too much. You're stronger than I am to deal with that. I'm too much a northerner. I'm too much of a Yankee. I can work in that kind of environment. I can tolerate it for a while, but that's too much. I don't know how you two deal with it. I need green. I need soft leaves. I need plants that don't have spines poking me. I don't need rattlesnakes and tarantulas and all that kind of stuff. That kind of area was never for me. I just don't get why Quartzsite ever became such a popular place to go. I don't get it. Well, I mean, like I said, we all got to do compensate for what life requires, but I understand if you have allergies, you can't, develop allergies, you can't be in the north or around all the plants. You got to, drier, warmer, all that stuff. That's a given. Every man's got to change for that. But I just, like I said, I'm too much a northerner. I'm too much of a Yankee. I need 4 seasons. I need snow in wintertime. I need, I need the coming and going of the leaves, and I need a little bit of warmth, good temperatures, and a bit of cold. I need it all. I never understood why my grandfather, God rest his soul, my grandfather was from Manhattan, New York. Born on Manhattan Island. So he's a hardcore New Yorker from the 1920s. lived in Baltimore, Maryland, most of his adult life. Well, really since 1951. About 60 something, almost 60 years, lived in Baltimore. When they moved out to Texas, and it's brown, it's scrubby, it's dry, there's not a whole lot of trees. I never understood why he liked it. And he liked watching the storms, come and go there in Brownwood, Texas. He liked watching the thunderstorms roll in because he had longer views. But I never understood why he liked it. As much as I try to emulate that man, I can't do. The desert Southwest, the dry part of Texas, all the way out to California, I just can't do it. It's. Oh yeah. Well, the last time I was in Flagstaff, Roy, I got stuck there with 18 inches of snow, and that was just about a month ago. I took a load out to California, to Long Beach, California, from Kernersville, North Carolina. I got stuck in Flagstaff with 18 inches of snow. I had to shovel out. And I'd rather do that than be in 120, 130 degree temperatures. I'm just not built for it, I mean, I'll drink a 5-6 gallons of water to deal with as much as I'm sweating and overheating. That's when I say thank God for air conditioning. Oh yeah, but everybody's got their preferences. I say, when I go to Florida, yeah, it's green, but it's 1,000,000,000% humidity. Florida is just entirely uncomfortable for me. 1 mile around the coast of Florida on the water, excellent. I could be there all year round. Save for the hurricanes, but whatnot. You get into the interior, and the humidity, I couldn't do that. That's why me and my wife, we're going to be settling in up in northwest of Montana. Gets warm enough during the summertime. It gets nice and snowy in wintertime. It's a lot less people. Mountains, trees, water. We'll be happy in that. Texas is just, I got a lot of relatives in Texas. Brownwood. Yeah, what the hell is the name of that town? Crap. A few other places around Texas. The middle of Texas. I got relatives there. I got some relatives up in Elk City, Oklahoma. But none of those places ever really appealed to me. It's like, I like the cowboy lifestyle, I like the country lifestyle, but that's just too hot for me. Too windy, too dusty, too hot. Oh yeah, I mean, we got a balmy 73 degrees right now. I mean, where am I at right now? This is, like I said, we're just on the east side of Wabash, Indiana. See, we got a little bit of drizzle. So this is good working weather right here, 73. You know, you can work in this, maybe break a little bit of sweat, but not too bad. Zoomers RV, over 500 RVs to choose from. All right, we got about 34 miles to our turn onto I-69. 77, not bad at all. You know, that right there, the 70 degree to 80 degree weather, that's like perfect. If I could have that for 8 months out of the year, you know, in the 70s constantly, 8 months out of the year, have half a month in the 50s and 60s, maybe a full month in the 50s and 60s. At the end of that 70 degree, 80 degree, no, 70 to 80 degree range. Then down to 0 for the snow in the winter for 2 months. Then another 50 to 60 degree range for a month. Then back up to the 70s for the rest of the year. That'd be outstanding. I wish I could have that. If that can be maintained all year long, now that kind of temperature ranges, I'd be a happy camper, I'll tell you that. But c'est la vie, c'est la vie. All right, so we got about half an hour up here to our turn to go around Fort Wayne. About 10-15 minutes after that to get over to New Haven, to get to the Pilot Flying J there on US 30. We'll check our load. We'll get ourselves another cup of ice. Then we got about another hour and a half-ish to our delivery. So it's 11:45 right now, so we'll get to the Pilot just about 12:30. So 2 o'clock, just about 2 o'clock at Harrod, Ohio. And we should leave there. We should leave there no later than 3. And that shouldn't be too much of a problem to be in and out, in and out. Oh yeah, well see that's the advantage out there. You know, when it's in the 70 degree range, Albuquerque, all the way through Phoenix, all the way out, Buckeye, all the way out to the, Blythe, I believe it's Blythe, Ehrenberg, Blythe. When it's in the 70-degree range, 70 to 80, and it's dry, it's nice. I mean, it's comfortable as all get out. You have maybe a 2-3 mile an hour wind, it is beautiful. Especially after it had rained, a couple of days before, and everything is green and blooming, and everything is, nice and fresh. It's wonderful out there. I'll admit that. I mean, there are times where, I've been driving out that way, Texas Canyon, getting through some of these, back roads, and seeing some of these more, less populated areas, and it's absolutely gorgeous, stunning visuals. Window Rock, Gila Bend, some of these places are just fantastic to look at. It just kicks my backside. It kicks my butt. Oh well, it's, you got to take the sweet with the sour, as they like to say. And I guess it comes from Baltimore born, having lived in Maryland, where everything is green. This is kind of what Maryland is like right here, for the most part. More pine trees typically, but overall, this kind of trees and whatnot. Having lived in Bremerton, Washington as a child for a year, having lived in Japan for 10 years, now that does get into you of what the kind of environment you like, so. And I like green, I like trees, I like squirrels and rabbits and deer and bears and moose and that kind of stuff. Rivers that are always full of water. And how many out west there, how many washes and ditch and creeks and drainways and all the other little things that just have water, you drive over them, there ain't a drop in them. Ah well, it's just, that's just opinion, right? Don't really mean nothing to anybody but me. All the cattails are up, ready for the new year. All right, we are just on the north, a little bit north of Andrews, Indiana. Basically right off to our right-hand side is Andrews. I've never been to that town, been past it a couple times. Make a right here onto Indiana 105, takes you right into downtown, right on Main Street. If the road didn't bend right there, you could probably look right down into it. Huntington, 6 miles. Alrighty. Wow. A little bit of Mother Nature's path. I mean, I got a truck wash and a trailer wash when I was at headquarters a couple days ago. So I got the 99% of the of that done.
US 24 toward Fort Wayne.
I really do need the time to do a real good deep clean of my 6 mirrors, 3 on the left, 3 on the right, driver's side window, in and out, my 2 front windshields, in and out, and my passenger window, inside and out. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 14 bits of glass. I need to get super clean, and then Rain-X. I need to get some Rain-X from the Walmart, put it in my washer fluid, my washer fluid reservoir. Then of course, just a general cleaning and all that of everything else. I should have washed dishes from last night, but old Lazy Bones did, so I got that to take care of today. And of course, like I said, I got cabinets to build, I got modifications to my equipment for the trailer to do. Got paint to strip. I got metal to grind down and repaint, reprime and repaint. We'll get to it. Won't take too long to do, but it all takes time and effort. We got to slow down to 50 miles an hour here. Why? I guess we're coming into town here. We've got a traffic light up here. All right. Left turn to Fort Wayne. I'm not going to miss this turn like I did the last one. I'm actually paying attention now. We're going to stay on US 24. And I guess we're picking up Indiana 9.
Turn left onto US 24 toward Fort Wayne.
Forks of the Wabash Historic Park. We got an obelisk over there. I guess that's man, it looks like it's got a symbol for a Purple Heart on it. So I guess that's a Purple Heart monument there. Left it nice and wide so this guy can get around. I mean, he could have gotten there with me all the way up to the yellow line, but no sense in being rude or inhospitable or, without having just a little bit of courtesy. I mean, I'm a truck driver myself. leave it, I want to be able to go around the turns safely, smoothly. And if people would just look to the left, look to the right. Is there a big truck needs to turn here? Maybe I should slow down just back off just a little bit. Everybody's a winner. Just basic manners. That's all I ever need or want. Well, that and do the minimum. Basic manners, basic civility, manners. Don't be a jerk. I mean, everybody wins. I mean, did I lose anything by hanging back a little bit? Nope. All right, we're getting around the northwest side here of Huntington, Indiana. We're going to head up here through the little town of Roanoke. Then I'll take us right up here to exit 302 for I-69. Then we're going to head south.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
And I've stayed at this. I've come here to this Loves before once. Long time ago. And if I remember right, the reason I didn't stay here, and I think I was going down to Kokomo. Yeah, I think that was the trip I made I was going southward and westward over to Kokomo, and I didn't stay here for the simple fact that their showers were down at that time, if I remember correctly. I was as ripe as a 12-year-old banana. I tell you what, I was stinking up a storm that day. I mean, I stank so bad I couldn't even stand myself. Oh well, Hey, it was a good, honest, stinking sweat. Was working hard, was sweating up a storm, covered in dirt and grease and mud and God knows what else. And I needed a shower badly. Baby wipes only go so far. They help in a pinch. They knock off the top couple of layers, but that day I needed a lot more, so I headed down to old Kokomo. Alright, there's a Walmart here off to our left. Or is that over here? It's around here somewhere. Holy mackerel. Okay, well, it is now just about 12 noon, so I'm going to sign off for everybody. I appreciate everybody joining me. Let me talk your ear off and bore you to death, as I always do. So until later, stay safe. God bless. Have a good day. I'll talk to you later.